I do think that there's hope. I do think there's good in the world. I don't have an answer. My answer is to lead my best life the best that I can and be loyal, honest, true to everyone I come in contact with and try to bring value and good to their world. And then ultimately what they choose to do with it is not up to me, and I have to accept that, and hopefully other people can start accepting others well, and the hate can kind of go away and the anger can kind of settle, and maybe things will get better. Just, and I know that sounds really hippie, like, oh, love, one love for everybody, but really there's everybody just needs to just chill and just live their lives, because it can't be like this. Our children cannot be in this state like this.
They shouldn't, and no person should walk into school not knowing if they're going to come back, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, and you know what else? The world would be a better place one way if we learned to respect each other's views and differences, no matter what they are, you know?
Right, because like I couldn't tell you what your politics side, what side of politics you're on, or what side of politics I'm on, and if you told me, I wouldn't care. I'm just always been like that kind of person. If it affected me, I'd probably care, but it doesn't. And I just wish that a lot of people like would look at my things that way too, like be more less objective to it and more, or less subjective and more objective to it.
Yeah, and what's interesting, like when you bring up politics and even religion or even certain philosophies, in all cases almost, it's not the system that's the problem. It's the selfishness in humans and how they interpret it that's the problem.
That is a good point. It's a very good point.
Yeah, because I've seen many people that claim to be Christian like myself, but their behavior doesn't reflect the
Doesn't support it.
belief.
Yeah.
And and they'll even use biblical scripture, to justify some of their sins. And it's like,
That's not
come
what it's
on.
there for. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm getting at is, in a lot of cases, it's not the systems that's the problem. It's when people are selfish, because you got to admit, all of us are selfish to an extent.
Of course. We're human.
We are. And, the way I look at it, I would say with where we are right now, probably everybody is a perfect candidate for therapy at some point.
And it's so widely expressed now. It wasn't before, and it finally is. And it's like, good, just go get the help you need. Because it's nobody else's problem. It's your problem to fix. Nobody really can tell you, oh, you're really depressed. Because if somebody said that to me, I would take offense to it, you know. and now it's like, okay, there's help. You need to go take the step, make the movement, and go get the help you need.
We got to make sure, however, that when you get help, that it's not like Jack Nicholson, Dr. Buddy Rydell help in anger management.
No, you need good help. You actually truly need good help.
Yeah, yeah, the help that's the right ways to do it and not breaking the rules like in that movie.
Yeah, no condescending needed. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So what are your hopes for the future regarding gun control and, what your goals are as you continue moving on?
My hopes is that the world, not just the United States, but the world follows along so that everybody is on the same page of moving forward with trying to accept everybody, trying to find the good in people, trying to find the good in bad situations so that these situations don't keep happening. My hope is that we grow from this and are able to set up policies and procedures that are actually valuable to the school systems and to our children. And then for my future, I just hope to live out a happy, healthy life in my little Littleton, Colorado home with my 3 little children and my husband. That's really my ultimate goal.
For sure. Quite honestly, if my hopes for the future is to honestly just see more random acts of kindness, because that's very important to making the world a better place. One random act of kindness at a time.
Yep. And not have to take any kind of like, you don't have to put your name to it. You don't have to
Yeah.
just kindness like that. Like, you don't have to show that you did it. You don't
Yeah.
have to be a martyr.
Yeah, you don't have to show it, just do it.
Yeah. And don't expect it back without expecting anything in return.
Yeah. You know, the
That's a
way
really
Yoda,
good one.
yeah, the way Yoda puts it is do or do not. There is no try, you know?
But it's true. Yeah. I live by not so much Yoda, but I totally feel like if I say I'm going to do it, I got to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Want to hear an act of random kindness that I did recently?
Yes.
This will be a really good example. When I was going grocery shopping on my bike to Fry's, which is basically Safeway, but for Arizona,
Okay.
I saw a truck drop some chairs from the back of it onto the road, and a stack up happened. And the minute I saw those chairs fall out, I immediately parked my bike and helped the owner with, loading them back on the truck.
Oh, that wasn't, see, and then you probably just rode away, not expected to get paid, didn't expect a thank you, just moved on with your day, right?
Yep,
I love it.
my religion, Christianity tells me to love your neighbor. And love means, lending a hand sometimes.
That is very true. And not only that, just respecting them as well, just respecting their property and the things that they love.
And the values they hold and what they believe in.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And I also had a random act of kindness given to me in my senior year, the bad year I mentioned in high school. I Early in the year, I had a math class with a teacher named Mr. White, and he was Jamaican. He was a great guy. Overall, he and I were okay, except for some every now and then tension over my problems with sleeping in his class because I wasn't big into math. But anyway, before the year began, I lost my textbook that he gave me on day one, and I had to spend a whole year trying to find it. And eventually, towards the end of the year, I finally admitted to him that I lost it. And he wasn't surprised by that point because he never saw me use it once in his class. But when he told me that I was going to have to pay the fee for it, before I graduated, I said to him, I'll pay the fee, but I'm going to add a double to it just to cover the book. And when
The
he heard me,
interest.
yeah, with interest. And when I said that to him, he thought about it for a few moments and just told me, "Nah, don't worry about it, Doug. I'll forgive you. Just you don't have to pay for it. I'll tell the administration to just let you go."
That is nice because those books are not cheap. And I can tell you, your mom probably loved you for that.
Yeah, yeah.
That is nice. Kindness
Yeah,
comes along in a different way every day. If you want to recognize it, then recognize it. If not, don't hate on it, you know?
yeah, yeah. So that was nice of him, and that still impacts me to this day, by the way, because whenever I do a random act of kindness to anyone, I remember
That's the
that
first thing you
moment.
think of. Cool. I like that. Yeah, because it makes you feel good. It's a good feeling. It's not like you did something so bad that you have to go dwell on it, but now you get to go dwell on like a happy thing that you did.
Yeah. And you know
Yeah.
what else? Before I stopped giving gifts at Christmas time, just because I'm more about being with family now, I was very generous at Christmas time. Like, I always gave my family members like 20 gifts each a year.
You were that one that made everybody else feel bad that they didn't shop that good for them.
Yeah. Yeah. And they did feel bad about it, but I just told them, nah, I'm about giving. I don't want anything in return. And
That's awesome, though.
I even said at one point to them, I got the best gift ever, seeing you all happy, you know?
And that is truly like the best feeling, knowing that the people that you truly love are very happy and that you were the reason for it. Makes it even
Yep.
better.
It's very fulfilling. So, yeah. So, have you performed any good acts of kindness lately to sort of spread as much positivity to the world?
Um, that's a really good question because I really do try to do nice things for people. Um, I don't know. Recently, our washing machine broke, and we're a family of five. So to wash clothes or to not have a washing machine in our house has been a disaster. So we've been going to the laundromat, and there was a woman there that had brought her son, who was, I would say he was probably, I would consider him severely, well, mentally handicapped, I would say. And he loved the laundromat. And I was like, oh my gosh, this guy should totally just do my laundry because I hate doing laundry. But in my head, I was like, that is so mean. So then I'm like, let's do it. And I'm putting it in. And he comes over and he's like, I'll do it. And I looked at him like, no, you don't have to do my laundry. He grabbed everything, separated. We had four washers going, all thanks to him. So, like, I had the random act of kindness given to me on accident when I was going to be like, oh, sure, go ahead. You can do my laundry. You know what I mean? But really, he helped me. And it wasn't something I did or deserved. He just did it and it helped me, made me feel good. And it made him feel amazing, which made me feel good. So I guess maybe some of it was on both sides, but definitely having the help, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect to have any help at the laundromat and taking all those clothes in for a family of five and then taking them all out and putting them into the dryers and everything else. Not having help takes forever. So I would say that I actually had a surprising act of kindness given to me more than anything.
Yeah, for sure. That's really good to hear. So, what do you plan to do for potential anniversaries of Columbine? Just move on, or do you not dwell on it?
I try not to dwell on it. I usually do give some kind of like remembrance time as far as like meditation, or sometimes if it's not snowing, we've gone previously to the memorial site and done excuse me, and done stuff like that with like my children and things like that. And I think we'll probably continue to do that kind of stuff. And then continue with like the day of service and try to get my girls to do, something good for somebody else or another team, or, just continue to try to make good in the world.
Good to hear. Do you keep in touch with any other survivors or any of the wounded?